Same old story with Man United this season. The three games they were different, of course. In my opinion, the other two we were much better than this afternoon.
What was your overall verdict on the performance today?
Um, we had very good moments during the game. Unfortunately for us, not really consistent during all the match. But the way we started within our plan and the way we started to control really well the game and the way we were leading the score, I think was well deserved from ourselves because we showed the composure, the quality to play, to control well most of the moments from the build-up of Man United and all that situations, and of course with the chance to score the 2-0 and gave us even more confidence and create much more difficulties for them. Of course, we missed or the J saved that moment, and of course was a moment, a boost for them. You can feel straight away in the stadium that was a moment, and this is the moments that we have to show more maturity and to show more consistent, because after that moment is a moment that you have to get again back to our standards to stick with the plan, and some moments we didn't, and of course they started to gain some balls, second balls. They start to win a lot of duels, and the reaction, as we expected, was normal. But in some moments we should have done much better, because I'm sure if you keep doing the same things that we did before that penalty, we 100% sure you keep creating problems to Man United. Of course, they equalized in a little lucky goal, I have to say, after a deflection and after they equalized the game. Of course, they had one or two good chances before that. Second half, we tried to adjust some things because they were creating problems for us between the lines. We tried to be a little bit more compacted, and we didn't start well the game. Of course, after the 2-1, we reacted. We had some chances. They had some chances to score. The third two, in my opinion, didn't deserve clear the result, but is the same old story with Man United this season. The three games they were different, of course. In my opinion, the other two we were much better than this afternoon. Even if this afternoon we have very good moments, but the other two we were much better team than them. But the individuals in some moments they decide games. And unfortunately, this afternoon was more or less the same story because we didn't deserve to lose the game.
I know it was frustrating for Fulham, but despite the defeat today, it doesn't really take anything away from what you were seeing.
Definitely not. One thing is to talk about the game, but even the game, we took many positives from this game. Of course, the other things we have to improve. Clear, as I said, more consistent, more maturity in some moments. The game about the season is completely different story. Of course, that details that I'm talking about and being more consistent, for sure, you finish even in a different position, more higher on the table for sure, because it's something for us to take and to improve. Clear about the season is being brilliant, no doubts about how the season is being fantastic for this football club. When everyone expected for us to be the first ones to go down, we heard a lot of things in the beginning of the season that no chance for Fulham, they are the favorites to go down, and the reality that we did it really well. We finished top half of the table. In some moments of the season, we expected even to fight for something more, but probably for the first season in Premier League it was too difficult, and we have to give the right steps and in the right time. But of course, it is a brilliant season, and more important than the position you finish on the table is the way we did it. This is much more important for me because we kept our identity, kept our philosophy. We play the same type of football that for me is important to see my team play, and this is much more important to just to finish 10 or 9 or 11th, and we did it in our style, in our way, and make me proud.
What was the message to the players at half time? Obviously, you went into the break level and the game was still dedicated to points. I think Fulham did well, sort of weathered the storm, actually growing in confidence. But what did you say to them at half time to get them going again?
And we firstly to try to go back for the things that we did so well until the penalty. We missed clear because until that moment we were really Fulham. We stuck with the players. They stuck with the plan. We showed the braveness and the quality to play through the pressure, to do all the things that we know how to do it. And after, for many reasons that in football is not so easy, you cannot stop every time the game to give instructions to the players. Some moments they have to pop up and to take some important decisions during the game. We try to go again for that that things and clear off the ball to improve much more. Our first pressure was not really strong, of course, with Mitro and Tom Carney in the first pressure. We are not so strong like if you have Mitro or another striker with Andrés Pereira. Andrés Pereira is a big miss in that first moment of the game. We are not so strong in the first pressure. What gave always for Maguire, for Lindelof, with Malas inside and with Casemiro there, more time for them to think every time. The second goal is a good example because with Andrés Pereira for sure that situation is not going to happen if he's on the pitch. Completely different profile of players. But we try to be more compact in our midfielder line with our wingers a little bit more closer to our two midfielders to don't open so much space for them. And of course to try to go back for the standards we played the first half.
Remarkable season as well as you touched on. 10th place, obviously, just very close to the record points tally as well. I know the season's just finished, but how do you build on this success for next season?
I remember in this moment, I remember how we started the season. I remember the first week we started the season with 10 players, more 3 or 4 international players that they came after. 10 players. The first 10 days we didn't have players even to train and to prepare the season. Okay, it was a tough task really and a hard work from everybody in the football club. Probably most of them they arrived late, but they arrived on a time to help us. First is to keep the standards. The platform is here. It's clear that the platform is here, but we cannot stand still. If at this level that we are playing, if someone thinks that okay, now they are 10 is okay, will be the first mistake for the club to go in a direction that I will not allow to go. And this is the main thing. Okay, the standards are there, the platform is here, but we have to improve clear. Not just on the pitch, off the pitch as well. Many things still to improve, and this is a normal thing in football. No one can stand still. We have to always to show the commitment and the ambition to do more.
Okay, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good rest, guys.